Hello everybody, Thomas Fleming here. I'm going to do a quick shortened version of what I just posted up on Rumble. It's an important topic, but I can't post that one down here because I said things that they wouldn't like here. If I posted it, they'd probably take my site down. Any case, we are really in the midst of the wars and rumors of wars. I've been telling everybody to be prepping. I'm going to go over this again. You need to be prepping. Now, we're not going to need to do like some of these places that sell product. They want to sell and make money. Get your 7 years worth of survival food. I don't know what it costs, $5,000, whatever it is. You don't need that much. My guess, and it's not a guess, it's an assumption, we're going to need a week or two, or up to maybe 2 or 3 months. I can't see it going longer than that. We're going to be pulled out of here like that, so when it gets really bad, we don't have to worry about it. But it might start getting bad gradually with a final outcome that we will be pulled out from. But let's stop and think about the things that you basically need. You're going to need to deal with food and water. Make sure you've got enough food and water to last, whatever you can afford. And when you buy food, don't buy food that you will never eat. Buy food that you would normally eat and just store it away. If we don't need it, then you can eat it up and it would be part of your normal diet. Water. You should be storing water. Get it in the gallon jugs if you want at the market, or just make your own. Get some camping coolers and fill those up. Just know that you got to treat your water if it's going to be in storage for a long time. I don't know the rules on how much bleach you can put in a gallon of water. Look it up, find out how to do that. Make sure you follow the rules. And even when you get all done, you still may need to boil it. Don't forget you've got water sources inside your apartment or house. Your hot water tank is going to have water in it. Make sure that if outside is contaminated, you need to seal off your house or apartment. You should have some duct tape as a minimum to go over the gaps. Plastic sheeting would be better. Then you can cover the whole thing. You need to have a way to get in and out of your house or apartment. So you need like a little cold room, a little mud room. You can come in and possibly take off radioactive clothes if you've got them. Bag them up, have some bags there, take them off, and then go shower to get the rest of it off of you. And then shut off the water. If your air conditioning circulates air internally, you can probably leave it on as long as you have power. But if it gets air from the outside, turn it off. You need to seal yourself in. Keeping in mind that when you seal yourself in, you need to make sure you don't pollute that by dumping carbon monoxide into it. You still got to have some air to breathe. You can't completely isolate yourself. All right. I mean, the rich people, they've got they've got filters and all kinds of stuff to filter outside air, so they're okay. And they've got rooms of food storage. You got to do the best you can. Make sure you've got enough clothing for whatever the environment you're in. You're not going to be able to wash your clothing if you got to shut the water off. So you're going to be wanting to change clothes out on a regular basis, just for the comfort of everybody else there. You want to have a plan for the family. You want to make sure everybody knows how to find where you're going to. If it's your main home, they should know how to get there. If it's you have a plan B, your uncle's house, they need to know how to get there. How are you going to get there? That may be an issue. If you've got kids in school, chances are they're going to shut them down, shut them in there, and they'll be safe there. So don't worry about that. If you can get to them, great. If not, don't worry about it. If we get an EMP bomb, are you going to be able to get your car started? When you get home, you got an electric garage door opener. Won't work. You have to have a key. Don't put it under the mat. That's the first place the burglars will look. Just carry a key in your pocket. Make sure everybody else has got one. Make sure everybody knows plan A, go to this location. Plan B, go to that location. Don't go to plan B until you've tried plan A. Or if you've heard that your house has been blown up, well, plan A is over. How are you going to get there? If it's radioactive outside, what are you going to do? If you go outside and start walking, that wouldn't be good. Maybe there is one car working somewhere. Get to it. Go pick people up. Do whatever you need to do. But be ready. We are so close to war on multiple fronts here. Israel may start it because they're getting very close to attacking Iran. Iran, as they say, is days away from having nuclear grade material. Russia's sending them parts for bombs and for missiles. They've got their own missiles. They've got hypersonic ones now. So that's coming. And if you launch a nuke at one country, the other country is going to launch a nuke back. So this could get out of hand real quick. We're okay. Christians are okay. Don't worry about it. If it's dangerous to us, we'll be out of here. But food, water, clothing, transportation, communication. If the grid goes down, if the internet goes down, if the power goes down, the cell towers go down, how are you going to communicate? Most people don't even have landlines anymore, so you're not going to be able to communicate. You're going to have to communicate in person. So you have to have plans for that. Let's see what else. Again, this shouldn't be for a long period of time. Okay, what happens if our money supply? Any one of these things can happen without the other ones happening. So just keep in mind, what if your bank goes down? They got knocked offline. You can't get money out of the teller machine. You can't use your credit card because the bank's down. How's that going to work? What if they devalue the money so that your $10,000 that you've been saving up for an emergency is worth zero? You can't go buy food or pay your rent or do anything. Now, I know the government's going to probably step in with their digital currency at some point and say, here we are, your savior, to rescue you. And this will probably happen before the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast has got nothing to do with anything the government does or wants us to do until you have to swear allegiance to the Antichrist. Then it becomes the mark of the beast. Prior to that, you can do it. They want to give you that's not the mark of the beast, unless you have to swear allegiance to get it. Okay? We don't know what's coming. So just take the time to come up with a checklist. Plan A checklist, Plan B checklist, and just keep it someplace. Put it on the refrigerator. Make sure it's up there. Add to it when you come up with a new idea. If you've got that particular thing taken care of, you've got lots of water saved up or lots of food saved up, then put a check mark next to it. Or an estimated date if you know that, or just leave it open. But get all this stuff done. You don't know what's going to happen. Keep the gas tanks on your cars full. If they run, you're going to need gas. And you run out of gas because there's no place to buy it, that's a problem. If we get into a situation like that, you're going to really want to hunker down. So you've got to have a base and make sure that it's stable. Now for radioactive stuff, you can be buying up iodine pills now. They sell them. You can get them at the drugstores, I believe, unless they've stopped them from selling them, but they're out there. There's other things you can do. Just make sure that you're ready. We're going to have to survive a little bit. But the catch is, if you have to go underground or go into a place to stay, you can't go out and spread the gospel. We're not needed anymore. There's no reason for God to keep us around. Other than the fact that if you've got some non-Christians with you in your household and you get hunkered down like that, what's the one thing you're going to do? You're going to pray. So in doing that, you could be helping out. God's not a dummy. This isn't coming up out of nowhere. He has every bit of this timeline figured out because he created it. He's got every place that we need to turn, every junction that we need to do something. He's got it all planned out. And if you stay close to him, he'll make sure you're in the right spot at the right time. Okay. Jesus said many times as he was explaining what's coming, don't be afraid. As Christians, we don't have to worry about it. Now, the world's going to be afraid. They're going to be very afraid. And that's the opening for us to get to them with the gospel. Okay. I'm doing kind of double duty right now with these videos. I made one that's already up on Rumble now. This is coming up. I'm probably going to post this for tomorrow because I think I put one up already today. I'm a little bit out of sync, but I've got good cell signal right now. In a couple of days, that's going away. So there may not be anything here but once a week. I may have to make a video and then wait till I drive into town to go get groceries or something and then upload it. Rumble is where you want to be. My Travels with God. It should be in the description. I'm not going to be editing these anymore and telling you to subscribe, click the like or any of that kind of stuff. Do it if you want to, but I'm leaving here eventually. I don't want to blow this connection, so I'm not going to open my mouth and say things they don't like because I want it to stay up. Look at my older videos. If you haven't seen them, I'll go back. Just remember, if you go start at the beginning, I was learning how to do this. And I probably didn't speak very well. But it's all there, but it's good. And I've got a couple of months worth of videos from here copied over to Rumble. They're over there. They're not monetized because they've already been monetized here. But go on over there and look. Now, leave me comments on Rumble just like you do here. But just know, I don't get the alerts in Rumble. I have to look at my email. My email says you left me a comment. And then I go into Rumble to look for it. Hopefully they're going to do some updates to Rumble to keep it current, make it a little bit more like, more user-friendly, but they may not. But it is a place to store videos. And I've learned how to get through this stuff because I can't. So I've learned how to be a minimalist. When all this stuff happens, if we're still around, you need to go on rationing because you don't know how long you're going to need your food. Like I said, you don't need 7 years worth. We're not going through the tribulation. But if you've only got a couple of weeks worth of food, I would definitely be rationing. Well, how do I ration? Well, you look at how much water you got. You need 2 or 3 cups a day of water, whatever the minimum is. And you're going to know your own body because everybody's going to be different. So I'm not going to give you a number. You can look it up, look to your body weight, your BMI, and see what you need for food and water. But you should already be practicing. We should be fasting anyway. So you should know how much you need to get by on. I do water fast. I don't do complete shut-off fast. You need, for water, just clear water. You could maybe do coffee if you're old like me, but don't load it up. If you put 7 sugar packets in it and a quarter cup of cream in it, that's a meal. You're not fasting. So black coffee, nothing in it. Tea would be better. There's almost as much caffeine in tea. And it's easier on your gut if you're not going to put any food in it. So, but try to fast 1 or 2 or 3 days a week. Figure out how long you can go and how much the minimal amount you need to get by on. And if something happens, I would immediately start a fast for that first day of whatever the problem is. We've all got enough extra weight on us that we can afford to be out of food for a little while. Okay. Number 1, don't be afraid. Pray. Number 2. Number 3, just do what you can to survive and be still finding ways to reach out. We don't know what kind of a situation we're going to see. Be prepared. Our Boy Scout motto, because you don't know. And be careful if power goes out in your house or apartment, what you decide to do for heat or anything else. Look this stuff up. YouTube is still out there. You can still use it. Watch survival videos. But don't get totally engrossed in them, because we're not going to be hunkering down very long. Make sure the family knows where to go. And you'll be safe. Okay. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless.